Good morning. Welcome to Torrington, Connecticut. My name is Coach Tony Morrissey. I'm the founder of Brian Cody's Brothers and Sisters Foundation. 3 years ago, my family and I, my beautiful wife Tracy, and our 8 kids, 5 grandbabies. I'm getting old. When I say that, it makes me feel pretty old. But a little over 3 years ago, we started this foundation because we had an event in our life that has completely rocked everything that we thought we were going to be in the future. 3 years ago, our beautiful boy, my beloved son, was found dead in a trap house in the city of New Milford, Connecticut, a place that had numerous overdoses in a very small period of time, but for some reason was out there. One of them terrible places you never want to see your child, not much less see them laying dead. On that day, we reflected, my wife Tracy and I, we reflected on what did we do? What did we do? How did this happen? How could we let this happen? And we really went through the agony and the pain of sort of peeling back that onion, trying to understand what decision we made that made this happen, that brought this terrible event, to our life. Or what decision we didn't make, what words we didn't say. What did we do? How did we get here? So that was an agonizing period of time. As we started to peel that onion back, we realized that we started to meet a lot of folks. We wanted to get answers, so we started talking to everybody. We talked to politicians, and we talked to medical folks. We talked to professional folks. We talked to families. And in those discussions, we realized, wait a minute now. Same thing happened to us, happened to this gentleman in Danbury that we met. And the same thing that happened to us happened to this lady we know in New York. And oh my goodness, did you hear about these other folks down the way that we don't know, but it sounds like it's the same thing. And what we started to realize was, this is not a bad family problem. This is not a problem that only happens to bad families, to bad white families or black families or brown families. This is a systemic problem. This is a systemic problem that we have ignored as a society for decades and decades. And that was terrible. It's awful. But it's even more painful now because of the rise of fentanyl, a devastating drug that has killed over 100,000 Americans in just the last 12 months. Just the last 12 months, we have lost more Americans. In just the last 12 months, we've lost more Americans than we did in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Vietnam combined in just the last 12 months. And that's just the folks that we've lost. Every one of those folks have loved ones. They have a mom and a dad, a sister and a brother. Many have children. So the ripple effect of losing 100,000 Americans in just the last 12 months is an epidemic. That's what this is. It's an epidemic. It's not because my family's a bad family. It's not because I'm a bad father, or my beautiful wife who has dedicated her life to raising children that are not hers and some that are not hers. She's a beautiful woman. She's an amazing mother. Sure, we may not be perfect parents, but I'm here today with a bunch of my friends spreading a message that there are holes in the system. There are gaping holes in these safety nets that we rely on as American citizens. And we are calling to action everybody who hears this message, that sees this video, to let you know that we're about to be in election season, and then once that's done, we're about to be in legislative sessions. And for 3 years, my wife, my children, and all of the friends and members of our foundation, which is in the thousands, have been fighting for legislation to bring change to some of these gaping holes in the system. Someone who's in a detox facility should have a real plan when they are released from medical care. They should not be put out into homeless situations where the cycle will continue. Somebody who is looking for recovery should have no impediments. They should be able to find the ride to the place that they need to get to. They should be able to, get any of the services that are needed. When they get to the facility, there should be one available to them. We cannot ask somebody who has a chemical dependency to wait around for 3 or 4 days. We need immediate services, and we've laid out ideas for how we can make this happen. And now, we have the pharmaceutical settlement money that needs to be thought through. We need to make sure that legislation includes these items as being part of the budget. We need sober housing funding. We need more detox beds. We need these services. This is no longer optional. Every year we lose more Americans year over year, and it's unacceptable. This is not a bad family problem. This is not a bad person problem. This is a person with a medical condition that needs medical services and love. If someone was diagnosed with cancer, we wouldn't just do the initial test and then dismiss them from the hospital. We wouldn't just give them one round of radiation or chemotherapy and say, go on your way. Good luck. No, we give them love. We have a holistic plan that takes them from start to finish in whatever way that is. We don't do that the same across the board because of stigma. Stigma is the biggest blocker to our win in this fight against the overdose epidemic. And today, I'm here in the middle of Main Street, USA, letting you know the stigma, we're unbreakable. It ain't gonna win. It can't beat me no more. Good families have this problem, and it's America's responsibility to invest in recovery. So I ask you today, please stay engaged. Please have your voice heard. Be part of the legislative process that takes place from January to May every year. Go to the public hearings. Submit your testimonial. Tell your story. Because collectively, when we do that, we build an alliance. And alliances build armies, and armies win wars. And that's what we're in. Thank you very much. I'm Coach Tony Morrissey with Brian Cody's Foundation, Brothers and Sisters Foundation. Yeah. And, we invite you to stick with us. Thank you. God bless.